What is sickness and why do we get sick? According to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. An article published by the World Health Organization states that disease is linked to genes. Most diseases involve many genes in complex interaction. In addition to environmental influences, an individual may not be born with a disease, but may be at high risk of acquiring it. This is called a genetic predisposition or susceptibility. In the year 1974, Marc Lalonde, the Canadian Minister of National Health and Welfare, proposed that one's health is determined and influenced by 4 interdependent fields: biology, environment, lifestyle, and healthcare organization. The word sickness comes from the Latin word infirmitas. Translated to the English language, it means infirmities or weakness. It is a state of being in which the body and the spirit lacks force and vital energy to continue its functions. This concept, however, was different in the ancient world. The ancient Sumerians and Egyptians believed that sickness had its origin in the physical world, but mostly the supernatural realm. They believed that one would become sick if the gods or demons weren't happy with their conduct. This concept was relevant for a very long time in the ancient world. It was not until Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch proposed that germs were the foundation of disease that the magical religious concept was partially abandoned. So let's break down the true reason why we get sick. The number one cause of sickness in century 21st is the accumulation of toxins in the body. So what are toxins? The word toxin comes from the late Latin toxicus. A toxin is a poison or chemical compound that is harmful or lethal if consumed or if allowed to enter the body. How do toxins get into your body? The Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety published that there are 4 major routes by which a chemical may enter the body: inhalation, skin contact, ingestion, and injection. Breathing of contaminated air is the most common way that workplace chemicals enter the body. Some chemicals, when contacted, can pass through the skin into the bloodstream. The eye may also be route of entry. Usually, however, only small quantities of chemicals in the workplace enter the body through the eyes. Workplace chemicals may be swallowed accidentally if food, hands, or cigarettes are contaminated. Regardless of the way the chemicals get into the body, once it is in the body, it is distributed in the body by the bloodstream. In this way, the chemical harm organs, which are far from the original point of entry as well as where they enter the body. Dr. Jay Cohen, in his book Overdose: The Case Against the Drugs Company, demonstrate that medical drugs or prescription medication are loaded with toxins. According to the New York Times Magazine, drugs overdoses are the leading cause of death for Americans under 50, and deaths are rising faster than ever, primarily because of opioids. Overdoses killed more people last year than gun or car accidents, and are doing so at a pace faster than HIV epidemic at its peak. Is this crisis about prescription painkiller or heroin? Let's read. The crisis has its roots in the overprescription of opioid painkillers, but since 2001, overdose deaths from prescription opioid have leveled off. Interesting facts. Another reason why the human organism is loaded with toxin is due to the consumption of unnatural foods, such as processed foods and GMOs. What are GMOs? A GMO is a genetically modified organism whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. But here's the problem. Inserting DNA from bacteria, virus, or other plants and animals in other species not only corrupt and change their natural order, but also become toxic to other living organisms. They contain toxic chemicals to kill weeds or pests. And therefore, the scientific community is very concerned about the effects on a cellular level. The problem with toxicity is that it destroys homeostasis and causes the body to become acidic and more vulnerable to disease and sicknesses. When you have a lot of toxins in your body goes off balance and your immune system is weakened. When this occurs, the human body cannot fight off any of the viruses or bacteria that you pick up. Thus, you get sick for a long period of time. It is important to understand that there is a relation between toxicity and acidity. Toxic waste makes the body become more acidic. Thus, it proliferate microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses. The reason why the ancient world did not suffer as much as we do is because their lifestyle, their diet, genetics, and health system was completely different than ours. They rely on food and herbs to be healed, and not on chemicals that damage the organism. So my advice to you is discover the science of herbs and its healing properties. And when it comes to food, eat only that which is good for your health. If God made it, consume it. But if man made it, do not eat of it. Hippocrates, the Greek father of medicine, said, "Let your food be your medicine, and your medicine be your food." If you enjoy the engaging information on this channel, please consider subscribing.